So today we're going to be replacing the rear brake pads on this 2016 Harley Ultra Limited. We're going to be using the EBC brake pads, part number FA409HH. You need one set for the rear, two sets for the front, same brake pads. Okay, so the first thing we're going to need to do is remove our saddlebags. I've swapped mine over from the pins to these screw-in knobs. I just feel more confident with them that my bags won't fly off going down the road, so I'll get these off. Okay, so once we got those loosened, we'll just safely remove our bags. Okay, don't judge me because my bike's dirty. Yeah. Okay, so first thing, I know the manual says to replace the brake pads with the rotor on the bike. I have found, in my personal experience, it's much easier to replace these brake pads by removing these two bolts here, 5/16 or an 8 Allen key socket. So let's go ahead and remove these two. Okay, those two out of the way. Gently remove your, okay. And then you'll see here, this is the pin here that your brake pads ride on, and they're held in with this small clip. We'll need to get a pair of needle nose pliers and pull that clip straight up out. Okay, so like I said, we're going to grab the pin, needle nose, pull it straight up out. Just that small pin. And then we'll be able to remove this Allen key bolt here, and the pads will drop out. Of course, I didn't have that, so I had to go back to my 3/16 T handle to get it out. Alright. Just like that. Set that aside. And our brake pads will just slide forward and out. That one, same thing back here. Forward and out. Alright. And it is important to note, you know, these are your grooves here that this Allen or this bolt goes through to hold your brake pads in. So when you put it back together with your new ones, you're going to make sure it's oriented that same way to go in. Okay. So here you can see a side by side of my old pads and my new pads. In comparing them, my old pads weren't in too bad a shape. I was just getting a slight ticking noise when I was applying my rear brake. So I assumed this was the problem. I may find out this isn't even my problem, but since I'm in here, I'm going to go ahead and replace them anyways. Okay, so once you get your old pads out and you put your new pads in, if your old pads are worn too much, you may need to use a small C-clamp to clamp that down and push your calipers back in. Like I said, mine weren't really that worn, so I did not have to do that. You can see I have plenty of room to get over my rotor there. So last two things to do is put our safety pin back in, tighten her down, and then we'll put our clip back over it. Okay. And this clip, as you can see, it just goes right down there over that safety pin. It's more of a visual safety than anything else. Okay, so the next step is to finagle the caliper back in. So take our side cover off so we don't scratch it. Same thing, don't want to scratch your rear wheel, so just be careful. It'll slide over that. You may have to finagle it a little bit. The pads like to move around in there like mine just did, but you can get it very easily. Then last step, we'll put our 2 bolts back in. Okay, so here I am, just like I said, tightening the 2 caliper bolts back down. Shout out to Scully Customs for the air ride also while I'm in here. Awesome company. If you're thinking about getting air ride for your bike, I highly recommend Scully. Had a small issue one time and they backed it up 150%. Rest in peace, Scully. If you didn't know, he was hit by a car in Ohio at Bike Week. Okay, so we're going to torque these down. I'm just using my hand, obviously not a torque wrench, but about 20 pounds of torque on them. And that's it. Now we just put our saddlebag back on, our side cover. The last thing I'll say is don't forget to come up front and pump your brakes a few times and hold it. That'll close that caliper down that we opened up if you had to. Mine's tight already because I didn't have to, but make sure you do that so you don't go to back your bike out and the brakes don't work. Okay, so put our saddlebag back on, tightened our clamps down. Sorry, I'm anal about my bike, so every time I work on it I have to wipe it off as well. I'm sure most of you guys are like that if you love your bike as much as I do. So that's it, guys. That's a brake job on a 2016 Harley Ultra Limited, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. It's sunny here in Knoxville, so I'm gonna get out and ride. Peace.